Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I am going to be taking a look at another 2022 release, this time from one of the most important voices for the saxophone and a musician who needs no introduction. I am talking about, of course, the one and only saxophonist, bandleader and composer Mark Turner, and this is his latest album for ECM Records, and that is Return from the Stars. So this is Mark Turner's first album of new material in over 8 years, since 2014's Lathe of Heaven. And while new albums have been few and far between for Mark Turner has been far from quiet. He has been very busy playing and collaborating with a number of different musicians, from the Billy Hart quartet to Auger Rossi, to pianist Ethan Iverson, and a number of other musicians, to name a few. And this is Mark Turner's return to form in a quartet setting with a whole new lineup of musicians. So we've got here Mark Turner on tenor saxophone, Jonathan Pinson on drums, Joe Martin on bass, who's the holdout from Lathe of Heaven, and Jason Palmer on trumpet, who replaces Avishai Cohen. So, all original compositions written and composed by Mark Turner. The music is a little bit on the laid-back side. There's a feel of avant-garde. There's a bit of everything on this album, but as I said, it's a return to form for Mark Turner, who sounds better than ever and hasn't lost a single step. So, let's have a look. So there's a list of the guys who play in the band. As I mentioned, all compositions written and composed by Mark Turner, so this is all original compositions. There's Palmer and Turner. There's Martin and Pinson. The man himself. The guys at work, and the whole band, of course. So as I mentioned, this is Mark Turner's first album of new material since 2014, and it doesn't disappoint. It's really, really good. As I said, a little bit on the avant-garde side, but there's some incredible playing from everyone, especially from Jason Palmer in particular. You know, for a guy like Jason Palmer having to follow Avishai Cohen, not an easy task, but I tell you what, Jason Palmer not only kicks the door down, he picks up the ball and goes straight to the finishing line. He really does a good job here, and he not only embraces the challenge, he relishes in it and delivers some incredible trumpet playing. And him and Mark Turner together make an incredible tandem, great fronts line. And the way their saxophone and trumpets blend together, it just sounds like it's a great big horn section. So, really good playing from Jason Palmer. Joe Martin and Jonathan Pinson work very well together as a rhythm section. They can be very laid back, they can be very muscular. And these guys really sound tight as a band. And Mark Turner, of course, what more can you say, really? I've been a fan of Mark Turner for many years. He just continues to get better and better. I've often said that he's kind of like a young brother of Kenny Garrett. You know, even though he plays tenor saxophone, he sounds very similar to Kenny Garrett in terms of that wailing sound that he gets. And he really channels in the spirit of John Coltrane. And you can hear a lot of influence of John Coltrane in the music. It's really, really good. So tracks we got on here is the title track, Return from the Stars, Terminus, Bridgetown, It's Not Alright With Me, Nigeria 2, Wasteland, Unacceptable, and Lincoln Heights. It's a really good collection of songs. Mark Turner shows once again that even though it's been a long time since he's made a new album, he hasn't lost a step as a musician and as a composer, and he writes some amazing material here, and these guys just absolutely attack it with reckless abandon. So The standout tracks for me are the title track, Return from the Stars, Terminus, It's Not Alright With Me, Wasteland, and Lincoln Heights. But I think every track on here is really good. I've really enjoyed listening to this one a lot. And, you know, I've been waiting a long time for Mark Turner to just make a new album under his name. I mean, I enjoy listening to Mark Turner and his collaborations. You know, the Fly Trio, his duo with Ethan Iverson, even his work with Billy Hart's quartet. There's nothing like listening to Mark Turner himself. He's an incredible sax player. He's picked some top shelf musicians who not only play, you know, very well, but they match up very well with Mark Turner himself. So there's lots of space for everyone to improvise and just do their own thing, and it's really, really enjoyable. It's one of, you know, so far it's one of my favourite albums from Mark Turner. It's really, really good, and, you know, there's no dull moment on here. And, you know, it's quite interesting that there's only 4 guys, you know, saxophone, trumpet, bass, and drums. But as I said, it just sounds like there's a great big horn section. No piano, of course, but as I said, there's just lots of space for everyone to breathe and just do their thing, really. But really enjoy this one a lot. Highly recommended. If you're a fan of Mark Turner, this is the one for you. Go out and buy it. Really, really enjoyable. So there you have it. Mark Turner, Return from the Stars. Excellent album. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Mark Turner, Return from the Stars? Is it the title track? Is it Terminus? Is it Bridgetown? It's Not Alright With Me? Nigeria 2? Wasteland? Unacceptable? Or Lincoln Heights? Or do you just enjoy the whole album? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care everybody and stay safe, and once again as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.